Hey guys, what's going on? RetroGamer here, and welcome back to another review featuring the Nintendo Famicom. So, the Nintendo Famicom, otherwise known as the NES in the States, was an 8-bit system made by Nintendo back in 1983. So back in 1983, this was released for about $155. I'll put the exact number on there, but it was about $155 back in 1983, and it gave us such amazing titles. As we know it in the States, it's the NES. But the Famicom is somewhat a different system because it has a lot of exclusives, much like any other Japanese system. And it held amazing titles, and it even had a floppy disk based add-on that was made for it, and we will review that next time. But that's a little bit of history on the Nintendo Famicom. So let's take a look at the features. As you see, it says Family Computer Nintendo, aka Famicom. It has a little power switch that you flip up, a reset. Here it has some Japanese writing for telling you turn it off to put in a game. This is a little cover for the cartridge slot. And right here is a port where you could plug in the light gun and another controller. Over here it holds controller number 1, controller number 2, and then here's the big eject button. Push that up to eject the games, although you don't have to use that. And in the back, there's AC adapter, TV game, channel 1 and 2, RF switch. So when you hook up a Famicom, if you have one, you know that you cannot use the wrong power adapter. If you use the wrong power adapter, you will fry the Famicom. It'll work for a little bit, but not very long. So I'm going to link the exact one that you should use in the description below so that if you're looking to get one, you can buy one. The RF switch, just use a standard one from the NES. And make sure your TV can go up to channel 95, and it'll work fine. And that's really about it on the Famicom. But let's look at the controllers real quick. So the controllers are interesting. So they're hardwired into the system. All tangled here. Yeah, so they're hardwired into the system. So they're about 3 feet long, and that's what you get. So they're a little short for us in the States. But it's just a standard NES controller. You got the D-pad, B and A, start and select. This is the second model of the Famicom. The first models are really hard to come by. They had square buttons, actually, and they were like rubber, but they wore out really easy, and so they revised that later on. And then the second controller, everyone knows about this one. So the second controller has a little microphone and a volume, because in The Legend of Zelda 1, you could yell into the mic to kill certain enemies on screen. So that was really cool, and I actually own The Legend of Zelda on the disk system, and that's fun to do. And that's really it for the Famicom itself. Here are the cartridges. So the cartridges are a lot smaller than the standard NES carts. If you stack, like, I don't know, 2 of these, maybe, you might get, like, the size of an NES cart. I don't have one on me right now. But you just put them into the cartridge slot like this, push them in, and you're ready to go. And then you can take them out with your hands like that. You can use the eject button. It's not really necessary, and mine's a little broke right there. But yeah, those are the cartridges that they come in. Some cartridge games came in like weird like sizes and came a little different. But most cartridges came like that. The boxes also were a little different. Here's a box I have. These are like the standard boxes that they came in. And it just has the game inside and the manual and whatnot. That's really it there. But in terms of the Famicom, would I recommend importing one? That's really up to you, because there are other peripherals in playing Famicom games in the States. You can just get an average converter to put in your top loader. If you don't have a top loader NES, it's a little bit harder to use the front loader, but you can still do that. You can like attach like a string, and you can pull it out that way. But recommending it, I mean, honestly, I would, because I really like the Famicom. I like having the actual hardware. But you gotta consider the fact that you have to have the right AC adapter. You have to have the right TV. And on top of that, you know, is it really worth it for you? I can't really say. They aren't terribly expensive. But if this is something that you really want, then I'd say go for it. There's a huge library of Japanese exclusives, non-Japanese exclusives. The games that are not very text-based are a little bit harder to come by at times. They're a little bit more expensive. A lot of games on the Famicom are RPGs, so they're going to be text heavy if you can't read and speak Japanese. But there are a lot of other ones that aren't text-based, but can be a little bit more expensive. All the games I found aren't terribly bad. You know, if you want, standard Mario 1, Rockman, Excite Bike, Kirby, Mario 3, stuff like that's pretty cheap. And all around, if you want to buy one, and I think it's a great purchase. But guys, that was my review on the Nintendo Famicom. So guys, RetroGamer, if you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys back here with another review. See you guys then.